Hey there, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today we are going to discuss three important parameters that you should consider while going for publication in a particular journal. So the usual question comes to mind that if we are going for a publication with respect to some particular field and you are trying to look for a particular journal search, then what are the things that you should consider? So in this way, first thing is that you should go for whether the journal is SCI or not. I am saying this because in India, most of the universities or around the world, most of the universities, the prominent universities do award the degrees or certifications or the kind of diplomas based on the SCI based publications. And that's why the listing of journal in the SCI list is very important. So if you want to know that how to find or if you don't know, then I'm telling you that you need to go to this Clarivate site, and here you can see it is the master journal list of Clarivate. So here you can browse, search and explore the journals. And in this Web of Science list, if you want to search anything, for example, if I put the censored journal. So here I just put the name of the journal. It's an IEEE journal. So IEEE is not listed here. IEEE censored journal is there. So there are multiple sensor related journals. So for example, here is the sensor IEEE we need to put. I'm looking specifically for the IEEE sensor journal. You can look for different journal also. So here you can see that it is the IEEE sensor journal. So here you can have a look that Science Citation Index Expanded is listed as the Web of Science core collection. Means this particular journal, IEEE Sensor Journal, belongs to the Web of Science core collection, that is Science Citation Index Expanded. Means it is the SCIE journal. If it is Science Citation Index only, then also it is good. Means SCI and SCIE are kind of same only. The only difference that SCI list got expanded and resulted in SCIE. Okay, so in this way you can have the look whether the journal is SCI or not. Now, what is the second parameter? So second parameter comes in the form of Q ranking. Firstly, you need to see whether the journal is SCI or not. Then only the Q ranking is important. In my opinion, means you might vary. You might have a different opinion, and if you do have, please comment down below and tell me that why do you have such opinion. If you are a student, means the publication is a very subjective thing. If you are publishing while you are in a job, then your priorities are different. But if you are going for publication when you are a student, your priorities might be different, because the university norms, if they are asking for 2 SCI journals for your degree award, then obviously it doesn't matter whether your journal is Q1 or Q2, but it should be SCI. So that's why SCI comes as my first priority. Second thing is the Q ranking. So Q ranking is that in what quartile of good publishers your journal do lie, and that's why here you need to put the journal name. So again, I put the IEEE Censor Journal for example. So I just copy it and then I paste it, and here you'll get the results. So here is the IEEE Censor Journal, and you can see the H index is more than 100, which is very good thing. And here is the quartile ranking. So the two quartiles are available: electrical and electronic engineering and instrumentation, and both are running as Q1 with respect to 2020 Q ranking. Okay, so every year this Q ranking gets updated. With respect to last year, they haven't updated. I don't know, perhaps due to pandemic or something. So in this way, you can go and have a check that whether your journal is Q1 or Q2 or Q3 or Q4. As per my opinion, means you should always go for Q1 ranked journal or Q2. If you don't have a chance in Q1 or Q2, then only you should go for Q3 and never go for Q4, because that is the bottom quartile. Okay. Then what is the third parameter? So third parameter comes in the form of impact factor. Usually it is the very common myth that people usually first attempt, they always go for the impact factor. They think that higher is the impact factor, good is the journal, but it is not always the case, because there are multiple techniques to improve the impact factor. And so many journals, editorial teams, and their policies are drafted in such a way to improve the journal's impact factor. because they do know that most of the authors do see only the impact factor as the criteria to judge the quality of a particular journal. Okay, so there are many journals which do have the less impact factor, but they are very good in quality and they are running since very long. Computer network is a very good example where the 3 or 4 impact factor is there almost, but not got more than 4, I think. But the point is that the journals who are having 7 or 8 impact factor and they are just started 5 or 10 years before, so how they are competing this particular trend of impact factor race. So the point is, if the journal is accepting more survey paper, if it is very wide in its tracks, means so many different tracks papers are getting accepted, then obviously more number of articles are getting accepted per year or in a particular issue. So there is a probability that more number of people will read the papers. Additionally, that if the journal is open access, so obviously the articles are available to each and every reader free of cost. So in this way, the viewership is going to get increased and there is a higher probability of getting citations. So in this way, you can see that there are multiple techniques to have or to enhance the impact factor of a journal. It might be done at the uh, reader level, it might be done at the reviewer level, it might be done at the editor level. Why I'm saying at reviewer level? Because many times you do encounter this sort of experience that the reviewers themselves are asking to cite some particular works which might be of their or somebody else's work, and they do ask that cite these works in your article. So there are multiple things that impact or that influence this process of impact factor gain. Okay, now coming to the final conclusion. So only 3 things you should consider. First and foremost, SCI or SCIE listing. Second thing, the Q ranking, in which you should always go for Q1 or Q2, very less probability for Q3 and never go for Q4. Last thing is the impact factor. So that is quite clear, I think. And one major contradiction is that should we go for Q4 or should we go for non-SCI? And obviously, if you have a SCI choice, then you should go for Q4 also, but never go for non-SCI or non-SCIE journal, because it is not going to give you much credential in future. Okay, so in this way, I'm going to close this particular video. Thanks for watching it. If you do think that some of the analysis were wrong, then please criticize this video, comment down below. I will try to learn from your comments. Thanks for watching again. Happy learning.